Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we are making the premium back pattern. I am so excited about this. This is made of fringes, the other one is made of the plain, and the third one of asooke. And look, one pattern, three bags. Guys, go purchase your pattern and let's make it together. So these are some of the things I've done. I'm going to show you exactly how I did it, from the exterior to the stabilizer. And here's the slip pocket facing right side each other, the lining and the exterior panel with a seam allowance of 1 over 4 of an inch, that is 0.25. Now this is the front part, the front panel. We have already made the fringes on the panel according to the pattern. So I already fold the front panel by 0.75. So this I did this off camera, the stabilizer and the exterior panel of the slip pocket using DST or gum. The base parts and the exterior has been infused together and it should extend by 0.75 on both sides. This is also the back with the flap according to the pattern, and this is the full lining. That means that there is no any joining in the line. This is the zipper pocket with the frame. So this is the front panel. What I did is I gum it on the fringes with the fringe space from each other is 0.25, that is 1 over 4 of an inch. I join it together using gum or DST, seeing that you follow the line on the plain leather. There's a particular line on the plain leather before the fringes, so that is what I just followed. Now we are done with it. I'm going to stitch it close to each other. So you stitch the folded part close to the fringes and then repeat the same thing to the other side. So I'm doing the same thing to the other side here. And this is how it looks, though you can't see it. I have also notched the plain parts before I started with the fringe. So this will help me know the middle point. I did the same thing to the upper parts also. And now I'm going to move to the next one, which is infusing the stabilizer to the exterior panel, extending L side by 0.75, which is 3/4 of an inch. Going to move to the exterior panel and the stabilizer of the back body panel. Using DST or gum, you are going to infuse it with outside extending by 0.75, that is 3/4 of an inch. You place the exterior panel of the front body and the base panel right side on each other, match the center point, and then you stitch by 1 over 8 of an inch as seen in this video. Then you flip it over and then top stitch by 1 over 8 of an inch. You're also going to take the back body panel and the base again to the other side and then sew by 1 over 8 of an inch. Flip it over, top stitch by 1 over 8 of an inch. And then for this is the handle connector. I'm going to infuse the stabilizer to the handle connector. You are going to center the stabilizer to the exterior panel of the inner handle and do the same thing for the handle connector, extending each side by 1 over 4 of an inch, that is 0.25. Here I am applying the gum so I can fold it over the stabilizer. Here I fold over the inner handle to the stabilizer, and I'm going to do the same thing to the handle connector, making sure that the cuff come out really well one step at a time. And this is what I have. I've already got the center points of the two. Then I'm going to put my super glue to secure the two together to be one piece before sewing, making sure that it is not adjusted. The center point is going to meet each other, and then I'm going to do it like this. Now you can try to use DST or clip to hold down depending on your choice. This is what we have after. Using the rectangular pattern piece in the pattern, we're going to center the stabilizer for the ring holder with the exterior side extending by 1/4 of an inch or 0.25. This is how it looks like. For other option, you can also use a bridge connector. You're going to insert it into the ring and then you put it into the handle. But before that, I'm going to stitch the handle. You transfer the location of the handle connector and then you're going to rule it out and then cut. You are going to apply gum or double-sided tape to the exterior and the stabilizer all round, and then you're going to fold to meet the stabilizer. You are not folding over. This was corrected in the pattern. You are going to fold to meet the edges of the stabilizer. I'm going to do that all round. This is the fringe. After marking, I just use a sharp object to pull it out. For this material, I'm going to use a loose weaving material like denim, mat, or any upholstery material that has loose edges. Okay, so for this part, I am folding it. You're not folding over the stabilizer. You are folding to the edges of the stabilizer. Please, this was corrected in the pattern. So after that, I'm going to trim out the part that is bulky, and then this is how it looks like. This is the fringe. We have 8 pieces, but instead you can make it to be one strip for each side. Now I'm going to apply gum and then you place your fringe. You will also apply gum to the fringe. The upper part is 1 inches. So I'm going to measure 0.25 before placing my fringe. And I'm going to do the same 0.25 to the body of the back panel. And then you secure your fringe with DST, double-sided tape, or gum. Now this is how this looks like after we are done. So I'm going to move to the next part, which is the lining construction of the bag. So you notch the zipper panel and the main lining, meeting right side each other. Then you secure with a clip and then sew the window frame using the pattern piece as a guide. You draw a straight line along the center of the window and then cut along with a V shape at the edge as seen in this video. You cut out the V shape from the edge at 1/4 of an inch or 0.25. Then you pull it inward and then turn over. After pulling the pocket piece to the wrong side of the panel through the zipper window, you're going to straight it like see that it is in well position. So I cut out the zipper tape 8 inches and then apply gum. Place it into my zipper window and then I will sew around with 1/8 seam allowance. Then you top stitch it in place. This is what it looks like at the back. You're going to sew together using 1/2 seam allowance for the side and 1 inches at the top only. Here, I use a clip to bring out the crease of the pocket to give it a square shape. So you can also use any tool of choice and then use the zipper window as a guide to sew. I substitch the first side with a seam allowance on 1/8 and also do the same thing for the other side. Seeing that the zipper window is a guide for sewing. So this is the inner flap. I center the stabilizer to the exterior, extending by 1/2 of an inch, that is 0.5. And then I'm going to fold to meet the edges. You are not folding over, you are folding to meet the edges. We recommend that you use a very soft stabilizer. This is our handle. After sewing, then we sew it also to the D-ring. And this is how it looks like after we are done. So I'm just going to pull in the handle connector into the hole we just cut at the flap. Then you also do the same thing for the other side. You are going to flip it over and then spread the handle connector securing it with a super glue as seen in this video. You transfer the location of the male part of the magnet and then insert it. This is the inner flap with the main line. I'm going to sew closely to the stabilizer by 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to flip it over here and then sew also with 1/8 of an inch. The folded part of the lining will be 1/2. So you take the other part of the lining which is not sewn and then you also fold it with DST or CCA by 1/2 of an inch. Match it together as seen in this video, secure it with a clip and then you stitch by 1/4 allowance. You're going to repeat the same thing for the other side of the line and also for the base parts. Now we have our line. This is our side, our gusset. You're going to apply your gum or double-sided tape. Here I'm using a gum, so you're going to just place it with the exterior extending by 3/4 of an inch. And then we go into the sewing. You're going to sew the lower boxes and stitch closely to the stabilizer. Here I'm using a very soft stabilizer. I'm going to apply gum around it and then I will fold over the stabilizer. Exactly as seen in this video. I'm folding it over. I'm going to repeat the same thing for the other side and then we are through with the side. Here we get the center point of the sides and the part that was sewn in the line, the two sides that was sewn in the line. You match the center point and that sewn part in the line together and then sew. Now for this part you can secure with a clip before sewing. You are top stitching with 1/4 seam allowance, that is 0.25, and you're going to repeat the same thing for the other side. And this is actually, since we've already notched our line, that is the part where it is marked there, and then you just find the center point of the front body, which you have done before, match it together and use clip to hold down like this, saying that it is well secure. Now before you sew, you will start by sewing from the side by 1 inch into the front body by 1/4 seam allowance. This will help the front and the side join together and become one. We're going to repeat the same thing for the other side. That is why we leave our space for fringe. The 0.25 we leave for fringe. This will help us to sew the upper parts very well and easily. This is what we have. You can see the fronts, the sides are all in one piece. So you're going to join the flap and the inner flap together using double-sided tape or glue, and then you secure with clip because we are not sewing that now. So I fold it a little bit down so that it can be compressed and easier to pull my magnet. Yeah, I'm ready to transfer the location of the magnetic snaps using the instruction in the pattern, and this is my lock. So I'm just going to bring out the shape of the lock and then I'm going to cut it out before inserting my lock. My lock is a twist lock, which means I have to use a screw to secure it back. This is how it looks like after I secure the lock. Our bag is ready. So the next thing we are going to do is top stitch the flap panel by 1/4 seam allowance round. Since my color of my thread is different from the one for the side, I'm going to stop at the flap, then I'm going to use another thread for the sides. With this method, I ensure that the gussets, that is the side, are equal before I sew. Then I flip my lining upward before sewing. making sure that I am careful also with the fringe. Now for this part, I first sew the part that is closer to the edges of the flap. Then also you can also sew the base first before you sew the front and the back. I'm going to do the same thing for the other side of the back. I ensure that I sew it 1/4 seam allowance and do the same thing for the other side, ensuring that I did not sew my fringe or my fringe pull inside. So I'm going to sew the second one like this. I did the first one by top stitching the one closer to the flap first. This will make it easier for me. Then I did the second one like this. And after that, our bag is ready. Yes, we have the premiere bag pattern, my first ever launch pattern. Click on the link purchase. And I can't wait to see your beautiful made. I made this bag in 3 to 4 design. I'm going to show you at the end of the video what everything looked like with my option. I made this with asooke, and I also made this asooke larger one, and this with the brown.